feeling like we brought up to not express ourselves.
Right.
That is a conduct that most of us have taken on because, in certain cultural contexts, that's weak. That's considered weak, especially men of color. So if I was to say to you, Paul, how are you today? And you usually will tell me, oh, I'm good, Mo, I'm good.
Yeah.
That's not really true all the time. That's like a face that you give me. Behind that you could be going through war. It could be an emotional war going on, but you're not taught to express that. You're taught to kind of find a different way to reposition it in your mind, but you don't get it out.
I went down to the Washington Mall, walked up and down the mall with my daughter Kalia when she was just a little girl. We were in the rotunda, and around the wall of the rotunda is a hat band, a kind of frieze that depicts American history. And you will see everybody depicted in the frieze, except the people who built the Capitol of the United States. They were never paid. The stones were cut in Stafford, Virginia, and brought up the Potomac River by enslaved people. Atop the United States Capitol is a statue called, ironically, Freedom. It is a statue of an Indian maiden. It was made and cast in Bladensburg, Maryland, by slaves. Broken into parts, brought to the Capitol, reassembled, and hoisted to the top of the dome by our forebears. Until 1807, Britain, British businessmen, British merchants, British bankers made unseemly sums of money from the slave trade. The royal family was largely financed by the slave trade. So much capital was accumulated by Britain from slavery that the Industrial Revolution, because of this in large part, was made possible. I have long time learned now that what you don't know will kill you. They're the blinders on the draft horse. You're not supposed to see that way or that way. You're not supposed to look behind. You're not supposed to know. When we talk about reparations, or at least when I talk about reparations, I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about money, yes, but I'm not only talking about money. The money will run into the trillions when the calculation is done. But the crime is much larger than that. There is no worse crime than you can commit against a people than to strip them of the story of themselves. For if you don't know your past, you cannot see your future. From here to Timbuktu,